Yeah, so guys, let's break down this chart on the trade I took this previous week. That was on the 8th, right? So on the 8th of November, so I took this lovely, beautiful trade. So why did I take this trade? Before I get you confused on why I took this trade, I will try to explain what I do actually in the market. Like I actually own liquidity. So okay, so let's say for me, I want to see something like this. This is actually called like low resistance run, right? Because this high did not take out this high. So that means this is like unfinished business. I want to see price come back to take out this high. This almost like equal highs here. That is what we used to call double top, double bottom then in the textbook, right? But for me, what I do is I wait and I look for setup to run it out. Like if we are uptrend, I want to see this and look for setup to run it out. But what if we are in a downtrend? Then I want to see the low liquidity run on the downside, then later see price give me information to run it out. So that would be like we're having this liquidity right here, okay, and we have this liquidity down there, and we're also having this liquidity up here, right? So having understanding this in mind, so let's dive into the charts and let's see how we're going to see opportunity to take this move like I did. All right, so this is what I do every week. I just wait for the price to give me liquidity and give me signs to want to go and take out the liquidity. I want you to understand this, that the price is all about liquidity, and there's liquidity everywhere in the market, right? So I'll show you how I was able to break this chart. Actually, what my style of trading, like I said earlier in my videos, my style of trading is I trade with the flow of the market. You understand? I don't have this zone that I'm thinking, okay, this is what something is going to happen, then I'm waiting with. No, if I have a zone and I feel price is going to that zone, I want to see my entry setup that will lead me to that zone, and likewise going down. So let's start from the higher time frame like this. So the higher time frame, we've been falling from this high that we're seeing, that we can see right here. Let's see if I can be able to highlight this. We've been falling from this high right here, and you can see that we have this liquidity. I wanted to see price run out liquidity using this um um this this is a monthly fair value gap. So actually I analyze my chart, sorry, from the monthly fair value gap though. So if I should look at the monthly fair value gap, you can see that we have um this fair value gap here. I was hoping to see maybe price was going to buy, but one thing you must know is that you must be able to follow what price is doing, not because I have this here and I'm waiting when price come down, I'll just start forcing buys around that place. No, if price does not give me proof that it's going to buy from that zone, there's nothing that will make me to buy from there. All right, so what we can see on weekly time frame, when price was coming down there, right, you can see how firstly it didn't give any sign of trying to reject it and take. And probably why do we think that happened? Because why this low was grabbed here. So this is one of my strategies. Once this low is grabbed and price broke, you can see there's a fair value gap right here, like this. But price didn't come down there. Why? Because price keep giving new fair value gap, new ones, and this will now be breakaway gap, breakaway gap. So you don't want to see price come there. Now, if price is rushing like this, where do you think price is going? Because we have this liquidity down here, that price will rush to come and take before thinking of probably if it wants to go up, if it is going to decide on that. But this liquidity down here, I want you to see this liquidity. I'll explain liquidity on maybe probably another video, how I view my liquidity. All right, that makes me want to always take out that trade. How I view my liquidity, I will explain that on some other videos. All right, so let's move on. So on this note, since price is now showing me, sorry, since price is now showing me the sign to get down here, so this now my draw on liquidity. All right, so previous week that opened, I saw this fair value gap, that price came back into the fair value gap again, as what failed to close above it because it had tested it before, but that test that it tested it, it could not go down actually. So it came back the next week to test it again, and now still close below it. That's like giving me sign that okay, this price is still falling heavily. So on that point, I went down to what's my daily time frame, and what I do is I want to see which of the other flow has the most strength, right? So when I saw this daily liquidity, I already knew that price is going to come down here. So I was really looking for trades that is going to take this out and probably come to take this big one, big liquidity out. So these are what I look out for. And also we have something like this breaker block down here, which price came very close there, but didn't really touch it. Because why? Maybe probably because of this even it still retouched this inverted fair gap also. So but I was still looking for a sell around all those places. I have this play looking like this, breaking bullish PDRs and respecting bearish PDR, which he did here. You can see how he respected this one right here, respected this bearish, bearish PDRA. This is also a bearish PDRA. This is a bullish PDRA. It disrespected it. So that has already given me a sign of that has already given me a bias on where I want to see price go to. All right. So that's just what I do, and I from that note, I will now dive down to the lower time frame to see if I can spot entries and this thing. So on 4 hour time frame, I was able to see what this beautiful reaction here. What did I see here? I saw this field displacement around here, and what this is now a market structure shift. So now breaking this market structure shift, from this market structure shift, we have this first fair value gap there, and we have the second one. So always I already know that this will be like the breakaway gap. Price will unlikely to come back here until it take out this liquidity before it might come back to this one. All right. So now we're going to use this for our higher, and this is a higher time frame period. I want to use this to see price move down here. So now naturally, my trading plan is telling me that price is going to get down here. But do you think I would take all those trade down here? I can if maybe I'm probably swing trading, and maybe I just want to grow a smaller account and just risk it, because that's a big risk, because you can take out this low and from there goes back up and take out everything. It has happened to me several times. That's why I stopped swing trade and all those things. Price will take out this low, and all this profit that's given me will take everything back. Okay, so that, because of I know that that has already happened a lot of times in my journal, I want to be able to catch that small move that I can get. All right, so from this point on, I want to see how price is going to react here when I go down to my lower time frame. That is what I did. Then I went down to my 1 hour time frame, and the first sign I got on 1 hour time frame. Now, before I even took house, before I even took that out, right? I want you to see something. So normally my trading plan is that I trade the reversal, right, and the continuation. That is, if I get a clear move on the reversal, I take it and I take the continuation. Okay, and when I'm buying, I want to be buying below the the open of the day, and if I'm selling, I want to sell in above the open of the day, which is above 12 o'clock New York open time, and below 12 o'clock New York open time as well if I'm also buying. So at that point, what did I see? Let me just explain this first one first. The screenshot, I'm going to post a screenshot of this before the trade. This, what happened around this point here. One broke this low right here, right? And price closed back above it. Already feeling like, okay, price is going to, actually, I was expecting price to retest this 1 hour fair value gap first. This one has not happened yet. This one that broke outside has not happened yet. I just wanted to see when price was here. I just wanted to see it draw into this. Yeah, that's why you can see this small buy I bought here. You're going to see how I got that buy. So on 15-minute time frame, when price was trading left this, when I saw this liquidity right here, I know price is always likely to go before price will start going down into that bigger time frame liquidity. It will take out this liquidity to use that strength which I draw here to go down. All right, so already on that note, I had this is like a bearish order block, 15 minutes bearish order block, come up with 15 minutes favor gap. So when I saw price inverted those 15 minutes and this thing fair value gap, I went to my 1 minute time frame to buy this when price came back to retest it. Okay, I went there to buy it when price came back to retest it on my 5 minute time frame. So on my 5 minute time frame, let's see how I was able to get that buy there. So this is it. So on my 5 minute time frame, this is what I saw. And guess what? It's just you just have to believe that price is fractal. Okay, you can see this um liquidity that price formed here also. So even if I have to buy here, I want to see price take this out. So at that point, when price was taking it out and beginning to close above it, I already know that I was targeting that high. I bought from this point here. Just a short buy, my stop loss are below this low, right? Because if you look clearly, this is actually this is all I call this. This is you can see this low that formed here and hold this low. You can see that this is a break of structure, price close above this high right here. So the retracement is what I want to buy. Yeah, so and again, one thing that really made me buy right here because I've fallen victim of trying to force my belief in the market, which is if you look right here, this is a 1 hour fair value gap, right? On 1 hour time frame. I was supposed to expect price to fall from that place, but once I start seeing price creating, this is like a clean double top around there. This is what I used to do back in the day. That's why it's always good for you to journal your trade. Price is now manipulating not only the retail traders but also the smart money traders as well. Because I know they hold me as a smart money trader, as an ICT trader, will always force a buy like this candle as it's coming down. I would have bought it. Why? Because I see this as a 1 hour PDRA and I want to see price what. But you must always understand that if you're looking at this from here now, this like from here, you're looking at this is a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Has there been any shift yet? Higher low, higher high. Has there been any shift? No. Then why did I keep selling this market when price comes to EPDRA? Why? Because I hold this at a high standard and I want to see this pay my house rent. Like, do you get? I want to see a lot of things. Like, I'm forcing it. Do you understand? And this is where you're going to see that shift if you can understand this and try to obey what the price is doing. Now, if price have already given me a shift around that zone, definitely I will start selling. But if you can see how I'm doing, because normally you won't don't ever expect the market to give you a clean price action. It's not going to give you that. It's going to manipulate everything. There are always signs, right? It's going to manipulate everything. It keeps breaking highs, creating fair value gap, breaking highs, creating fair value gap. Where do you think the momentum is? It's to the buy side. So until that shift happen, you shouldn't think of selling. And besides, since we have this liquidity around there, there's another thing that made me believe that this is going to be inverted and come back to retest it. And I think I was even so when I have all those plans, I think I used to draw them out. Or sometimes if I don't, okay, I just had only this arrow around this point. Do you understand? And so that was why I kept buying this market. All right. And if I go to 1 minute time frame, you see a clear entry around that point. That is how beautiful. If you understand how the market moves, you can get clean entries on your lower time frames. Okay, you can get clean entries on your lower time frame. So on 1 minute time frame, what happened after all those things that has happened down there? You can see how price did what around there. Just look at this point here, so you see what I'm talking about. I have this low right here which I want to see. I want to see price displace it, which is a fail to displace below that low. Swept the liquidity down there. I'm going to put this as failed to break down there, right? Now you keep leaving fair value gap here, fair value gap here. Well, which one is the recent fair value gap, right? This is the recent fair value gap on one. this thing. So this would be the breakaway gap. Around this point, I keep seeing that price has been failing to close below here. This is one of the reasons that gave me the strength to actually buy here. So price have been able to fail to failing to close below here, then left a liquidity there, then displays above. And I know that if price wants to go up, it's likely to take out that liquidity before going up. So when price came back there, guess what it did? It came back here first, then came back the second time. This was the place I entered. Once it swept that liquidity down here, this and this second candlestick that was closing above, I rushly entered because I know it's going to go up and take out this high. This was the high I was actually looking out first. This high right here, what I was looking out first to see price take. So I have about 2 weeks to roll around there. That's why it was a beautiful trade. And when did this happen? This happened just as New York session was just opening, right? New York session right here. All right. Then this when after that happened, I took my profit there and I went up back to 1 hour time frame to see what is going to happen on 1 hour time frame. And what did I find? I found out that okay, found out that price have actually did what I expected price to do, which is what displaced, change the order flow around there, which is closed above here, closing above there by breaking the structure, leaving a low there. So now if I want to buy from here, I want to see price come to retest this new fair value gap. Like I want to see price retest this. I want to see this as an inverted fair value gap. Price will come retest it. And also I was now seeing a new 1 hour fair value gap below here, around below this low right here, which is what we have here, right? So price left a low there, and always when I want to buy, I always want to see price take out the low. So when price took out the low around there, I already had another entry around there. This is the 1 hour. Just try to follow because I'm not going to clean anything, because this is how I derive on my buyers, and this is what gives me the confidence to hold my trade when I leave all these things on my chart and I see it happening plain. Now what happened around here? Price came back, swept. Look at this double top, these lows right here, all this place, it swept them out, right? And it displayed, look at this candlestick, it displaced around there. But before it swept, after sweeping it out, right? This is 15 minutes time frame, right? You can see that right here, there's a 15-minute fair value gap right here, which price displaced, right? And also if I go to 5-minute time frame, because from 15 minutes, 5 minutes is when I start looking on how I'm going to place my entry, right? What happened here? I want you to see something crazy. What happened here? This is it. I'm going to use this. Look at this fair value gap here. Just what I wanted to see on 5-minute time frame. So this is a 5-minute time frame fair value gap. Let me do like 5 minutes. Where's my 5 minutes? 5-minute fair value gap. Go to the back so that I can see clearly, because everything is getting more this thing now. Now this 5 minutes fair value gap, what did price do? Can you see how beautiful this is? Can you see how beautiful like this is? See how beautiful this is. What did price do here? Right? Price was closed above it. That means disrespected this fair value gap, which is inverted this fair value gap, came back to retest it. So it was on that retest that I was able to tag along with this trade. And where did I put my stop loss? I had to put my stop loss on a place where I know that okay, if price comes to, like, price is unlikely to come back there, which is below all this fair value gap here and this. So if we're going to go up, I don't want to see price now come and be closing below all these ones anymore. All right. So around that point, I took my entry from there and I bought the market. Next thing, I think it was in the night, I saw that price actually came to hit my TP here, right? And I closed out on that trade around that point. The next day, New York session, because this New York session, that's when it hit my TP there. All right. So I just want to take note of, if you go to my Telegram, you see most of my trades there. So that was the first entry. Now we're talking about the second entry. Let's go back to our because it's still on that note. Because I was just anticipating this swing here. That's what I was anticipating. That was why I bought that price from there. Now, when price got to this point here, I was expecting price to turn around from there. And what did I do? I now waited on my 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame gave me the first sign, which is what? Broke close below this 1 hour fair value gap inside the zone where I was expecting price to fall around. So, which is the first sign that okay, price has disrespected the bullish, beginning to disrespect the bullish PDRA. Close below it came to respect it, came to retest it. Now that it was retesting it, where was I? If I go to my 15-minute time frame, right? Where was I? That was all these points now. This was around when New York session was about to close. So I didn't take this sell. I would have take this sell, this candle that closed outside again. After coming back to retest it, you can see this is one of my entries. Once I see price take out a high, right, and close back below the PDRA that is guiding that zone around there. This is where I'm supposed to take my entry, but I didn't take my entry because it's almost this is around three after this is around after 3 New York time. And you know ICT say once it's 3 o'clock, the market that's the close of the day for ICT. So most of the time after 3, I don't really take my trade. So I waited again for the next day. What did I see on the next day? When price open, this midnight open, there is the range. And if you look right here, this is the 12 o'clock midnight open. Let me put that again. This is 12 o'clock midnight open. So all this zone was not happening. Price came back into that zone, sweep this high, left a 15 minutes fair value gap here, right? Right? Then already, because this is a high risk entry from this point, this is a high risk entry from this point, right? But if I go to lower time frame, like 1 minute time frame, I want to see how I was able to get that entry around that point down there. So I think this is the one I just placed right now. So this is just how I take my trades. Now on 1 minute time frame, right? On 1 minute time frame, you can see this. What is this? This is a sweep, and this is also what displacement of this favorable gap. And what price did after it broke it, it came back to retest it. So if you're bold enough to enter that retest here, you don't even need to hold it down toward this place. Just target this low. You are good. Do you understand? You're good. So after retesting it again, start closing back below. I'm already in that trade, selling it. Then when I'm selling it, I go back to my 15-minute time frame to see where I will be targeting on that point. So this was where I was just targeting just this low that we have here. This one I was targeting this low, but I know there will not be enough time for price to get there. You can see price came down to this blue, but I just wanted to see price get to this low right here. Okay, this was what I was actually looking out for. It was this low. It was the low I was targeting, right? So already when price will start moving, for me, my one of my rule is once I get 2 or 3 weeks to reward, I start taking like 80% of my profit from that point. I start taking like 80% of my profit. So naturally, I'm still expecting price to come down here, but that's not where I'm going to hold my trade down. I'll just take short trade where I can get out. I'll just get out and come back the next day to see how I was able to see my planned and maybe take something from there and just move on and plan the next trade. So this is how I actually trade, and I always look for liquidity here and there. And if you find value in this video, I want you to give it a thumbs up. I'll be sharing more of this week in, week out, and hopefully you're going to learn from my own strategy, and also we can share ideas together. So thanks and God bless.